Hi everybody. Today I am going to open up the Masters of the Universe Classics CATRA figure. She is also one of the figures that came in the white mailer box. CATRA was one of the original members of the Horde, who was in the She-Ra Princess of Power cartoon in the 80s. The CATRA figure that originally came out in the 80s was the only villain in the original She-Ra toy line. I believe Entrapta was introduced a little bit later, but for the young girls who the Princess of Power toy line was geared towards, only had one villain, and it was CATRA. So this is her in her Masters Universe Classics package. The reason that she was the only villain is the rest of the Horde was originally a part of the He-Man figure collection. Here's her bio. She wasn't ever in the original He-Man line, but she was in the Princess of Power line. And the rest of the Horde were a secondary villain force for next to Skeletor and all those, but they weren't in the original cartoon, so they added them in as the enemies in She-Ra, which was kind of He-Man 2.0, because he spent a lot of time in that series as well. See if I can open here. CATRA also had the ability to turn into a cat. And she, oh, that's kind of cool. She comes with two different masks, the original toy version and the cartoon version, which is pretty neat. Just cut her bands. Do this plastic bit. There we go. Let's see. Let's set her free. Wow, that may be the easiest figure I've ever had come out of one of the packages. Whoa, gimpy finger. Wow. That's kind of crazy. She hopefully will stand up on her own here. She's got weak ankles at the moment, I can tell. She's tough to get to stand. Come on, CATRA. Yeah, she is, wow, super. Her feet don't want to hold her weight at all. Come on, just stand up for a moment. Okay, there she is. She is standing up on her own. That was rather difficult. Quickly take these other pieces out of the package. Her shield. Her sword, which is very warped. Her mask. And her whip. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, CATRA's face. Pretty good sculpt. Looks a lot like the cartoon figure. Man, that's where the weight is coming from. Look at this mound of plastic. She's got so much hair. Her cape's kind of cool. See, she's got very limited head articulation due to that hair. Her shoulders work very well. She's got biceps, elbows, and wrists. Same with the other arm, except for this. What is this hand is so soft. I can't even turn it. Oh, there it goes. And this finger. What is with this finger? I wonder if I can fix that. Some of the figures here, if you warm up the plastic a little bit, it'll go back to the shape it's supposed to be in. She's got the same hips they all do. Knees with a really weird skin tone on the knees. And her shoes and boots are really shiny, but they are way too soft. Look at that. No wonder she can't stand up. Her hair's solid, massive plastic, and her shoes are this weird, soft, gummy stuff. Yeah, there's so much weight in the back. She's gonna have to be on a stander. I doubt she'll ever stand up. Let's see. So this is the original mask based on the original character. Let's see if it stays on her face. Hey, there it goes. Kinda. You get the idea. I definitely like the cartoon version better. And it fits on a lot better too. So I'll probably display her with that piece. We have the sword, which is warped. A trick to fixing that is boiling some water and putting it into the water to soften it up a little bit, and it will take its shape back to the way it's supposed to be. Anyway, I've had to do that to a few of the other Princess of Power figure weapons, and she comes with this whip slash comb, which I don't think it'll fit in this gimpy hand here. Nope. What do I like better, the sword or the whip? The sword's got this weird cat face on it. Let's see if the whip fits in her hand. No, it does. Maybe the whip will help her stand up, maybe. Wow, she's really hard to get to stand up. It's pretty terrible. I think they would have made a lot more solid work on her ankles for as heavy as her hair is. They must not have taken her out of the box and stood her up a whole lot. I like the cat details on the shield though. That's really nice. Put that on her arm. She's got the, oh, that doesn't even, there we go. Got the Horde logo on her front, which is very nice. She's got pretty good paint, except for I'm kind of weirded out by the reason by her weirdly discolored knees. So that is Catra. Very weak. She's got a stand kind of slumped. She's got a little bit of a Scarlet Witch thing going for her, but while I'm here, I'll show off here's the original Catra. And like I said, she was the only villain in the Princess of Power toy line. They all had these little jewels in their chest. And she has got these cool little gloves on her hands, which I noticed they went more with the cartoon version of Catra. She had silver boots. They all had soft, combable hair, and when they are put next to each other, she's definitely a taller figure. But they did not just do one. It's being the only villain for the toy line. They released another Catra figure. Same upper body, same gloves, except for this time she has pants. And she has a tail. And she originally, this was cat scratching action, where, well, there goes new Catra. Or if you push the little button on her back, she would move her arms up and down, but the mechanics are broken in this one. And again, she Has very tiny little feet and does not stand up very well on her own either. Maybe that's just Catra in general. All that hair and those little tiny feet. I don't think I'm going to get her balanced. Well, anyway. The original came with something else. Now, He-Man had Battle Cat and, well, that's quick, Skeletor had Panther, and She-Ra had Swiftwind, and Catra had Claudine, which was a pink fur-covered tiger with combable soft hair. See right there, just in case you didn't notice. Comb her soft made her. Now a lot of people like to ask whether Claudine was a male or female, since it is a lion with a mane. It should be a male, but it right there, it does say her. So I guess that solves that problem. There, let me scoot up a little bit here. Pretty cool artwork on the box. There's her story. Again, combing that hair was quite a feature for the young girls, I guess. This is the original, still in the package. From 1985. Pretty cool figure. I don't know if we'll ever open this one up. I really like it in its box. It makes a pretty good display piece. So it may stay in here. But that is a look at Catra. I really like the details. I like the look of her. Again, let's get one more look at the face. Pretty neat. She's got the very skinny cheeks. She's standing up better and better each time. I think the whip definitely helps. Wish there was a place to put her sword on her body. She does have red paint. One thing I noticed with these figures is the red paint seems to smear and get on to other figures if they touch. My Granomir did. My Adora did. Hopefully Catra won't. But I'm really bummed out by the weird gummy feet and gummy hand that she has. It's so soft and all. They must have went with a really cheaper plastic at this time around. I might be able to fix her ankles so they take a little bit more weight. Again, I just use a little bit of floor cleaner. It dries clear, and it's gives this kind of solid, plasticky filler on the figures. So one last look. Let's take a peek at the back again. That crazy hair. It's so heavy. She's going to be one of those figures that falls over all the time on the shelf. Anyways, as always, thanks for looking.